Today I'm out in Skull Valley in the Utah West Desert to review the Scopemate S18 scope camera. I'm Dustin and you're watching Legacy Air Guns. Well, to do this review, I've got the Scopemate S18 mounted to my Element Helix scope sitting on top of the FX Dynamic rifle in .30 caliber. So let's go ahead and switch views now to the Scopemate, see how the targets look. All right, you are now looking through the Scopemate S18 and hearing its own audio. That steel target you see there, or at least hope you see it, that's the point of this video, but that is sitting at 50 yards. Let's go ahead and take a shot here with the FX Dynamic. Bullseye. This gun is well known for those. Shooting steel, it just doesn't get old. Especially if you can remember it with good video footage. And right now I'm just looking through the scope. I haven't seen the footage, so hopefully I am getting good video footage. Alright, so that was at 50 yards what you're seeing, and let's move over. I noticed somebody left some targets sitting around. Let me find where I saw those. There they are. Those paper targets out there are sitting at exactly 100 yards. Verified that a moment ago with the rangefinder. Now it's going to be very hard to see if I make a hit. I'm aiming at the bottom of those two paper targets. And let's see if I remember right. 100 yards. Hold about 10. Definitely hit the post that the target is on. Hard to see if I hit right where I'm aiming. Oh, that looks more fun. Somebody left a coffee can. Let's see if we can hit that. Oh. I may have gone through it, but I think I missed it. There we go. I'm just guessing on the distance of that. Hitting it though. Alright, well, that was 100 yards again. Let's come back to the 50, if I can get back on that target. Again, that's what 50 looks like. Now, one thing I want to see if I can get my tripod to angle up on for you is way up on top of the ridge there at those rocks. Now, I'm not going to shoot up there. That's a lot of dry grass sitting up there, and I'd hate to cause a serious problem, but I just want to point it up there. That is 210, 211 according to the rangefinder. So I just wanted to point up there and let you have a look at it. But if you're seeing what I'm seeing, I would say this thing is pretty good. Well, after I recorded that portion of the video, I was able to download the footage through the app to my phone, and I got to watch it, and I'm very happy with the results. This thing, I think, is my new companion. When I'm out shooting outside, especially when I'm going after the prairie dogs or the ground squirrels. The one I've been using before, it's called the Side Shot, and it's a good one. Don't get me wrong, it works very well. I've used it in other videos. I've been very happy with the results of it. But what it is it's a phone mount. It would mount my iPhone to the side of the scope. That gets great video, but the problem is I can't use the phone for anything else, as I mentioned when I did the unboxing video of this Scopemate S18. And the company that makes this scope, Element Optics, they have a free app that I highly recommend. You don't have to have an Element scope, but it's called Element Ballistics. It's a shot calculator, so you know how much to hold for elevation and things like that after you put some data in it. And I can't use it if my phone is mounted to the scope, but now I'll be able to do that. I used to have to, before I'd go out in the field, I'd take notes of what the app said for all the different distances, have it written on a piece of paper, but this is going to be so convenient. And it's not that bulky, not any more than the Side Shot was. So again, nothing against the Side Shot. If you don't mind filming with your phone, it is outstanding. It's not that product that's a problem. It's just can't do anything else with the phone. That's my only complaint on that. But with this Scopemate S18, best of both worlds. I love the footage that I'm getting. Again, I can use the phone. I can use it to get footage like this and scope cam if I want to, because I'm using the phone right now. That is what you're seeing through. If I had to come up with a complaint, I think I could come up maybe three. I can come up with three complaints here. Well, 2.5. Two of them are complaints, and the other one is not really a complaint, it's just a feature. But one, the scope is a little bit picky about its eye box. In other words, you have to be placed just perfectly to see your image down range. And I did notice with the Scopemate on, it's even a little bit more difficult to find that sweet spot where you'll be able to see. But as within reason though, because I mean, it's coming back, it's taking up eye relief. I guess also I could add, if you're putting this on a firearm instead of an air gun like this, keep in mind if there's a lot of recoil, I mean, this is how close my eye has to be to that. So depending on the firearm, that may work, it may not. But on an air rifle like this, there is no recoil, and so this is just awesome to have. So the eye box is one. The other complaint is the audio. The audio, I think it's atrocious. I'm just gonna be totally honest. I only do honest reviews. I'm loving the video I get out of this, but the audio is bad. I noticed when I reviewed the footage, it's extremely loud on the mechanical noise of the gun, but my voice almost can't even hear. Now, by the time you're watching this video, I have tweaked it the best I can, but I think when I'm out in the field, you know, hunting prairie dogs, ground squirrels, etc., I'll probably just cut out the audio and just use the audio from my, you know, my normal microphone that I wear. But the other thing, I said it was 2.5. The half complaint, the focus knob is right here and it is exposed. So my worry is, you know, if I were to bump it or something, it might get out of focus, and you want it focused on the reticle in the scope. And if it gets out of focus, you wouldn't know that. And so you might continue hunting throughout the day and thinking you're recording great footage of your shots. And then you might get home, download the video, and find out you were not. You might have some blurry footage. Now, if you do think you may have bumped it, you can always push the Wi-Fi button, connect it to your phone, pull up the app, and just check before you do any more shooting. There is that, so it's not the end of the world. But once you're out of the vehicle, I mean, if you were transporting this in a case, I think that's where the worry would be. It might get bumped in a case. So I would just say, if you're transporting this, once you get out of the vehicle to hunt or to target shoot, whatever you're doing, before you get started, just use the app, check the focus so you don't have a big disappointment when you get home. But other than that, I mean, it's not in the way when I'm shooting. It's right up here. You can't see it. It's on this other side. But once I'm out shooting, as long as, you know, especially in a situation like this, it would never get bumped. So it's not a big complaint at all. Again, that's only a half complaint. But the alternative is to not have manual focus, and that's why I completely turned my back on a different company that I have a camera for, is they didn't have that. So overall, I'm rambling. I tend to do that in my videos, but I'm extremely pleased with the Scopemate S18. And by the way, if you're interested in one, and this was not given to me, now they did discount it for me. I reached out to them to see if they could make a deal with me so I can do this video for you and all of that kind of thing. So they gave me a discount, but I did purchase it. They're not sponsoring me, but if you would like one, I will leave a link to where I bought it down in the description below. But don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to the channel. The thing gets great video footage, so you'll want to be here when the content comes out. We plan on doing some more prairie dog hunts, ground squirrel hunts. When they wake up from their hibernation, it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll try to keep you entertained and maybe even educated. Thank you so much for watching.